All right. Greetings to you wherever you are. If you're watching, you're welcome to today's episode of the regular interaction that we often have. I'm grateful that you've made time to join. And if you are watching, please show an indication in the comment box so that I can quickly identify you and acknowledge you. Today, I'm going to talk about just a very small thing, so I'm not too sure I'm going to keep you waiting. I'm just going to talk about antioxidants and how it can help to minimize the risk of developing cancer. And I will just try to give a very basic explanation as to what happens if you are a fan of antioxidants. And then before that, I will also try to recap what we have done in the past. But before I do the recap, somebody sent me a message about a particular topic. I was actually preparing for it, but I think that it will be appropriate to just throw a little light on it. And it's all about our backbones, those who are also our junior brothers. And if my junior brother, if you are the type who has just completed secondary school or who is still in the secondary school, maybe you are home and then you are doing nothing, I think that this is an opportunity for you to learn something. You see, the way we are looking at education in Africa and Ghana as a whole is becoming much more of ceremonial activity that we all do it. So I want to have a degree, I get a degree. After that, what happens? I want to have masters, then I get masters. After that, what happens? I want to have PhD, then you get a PhD. After that, what happens? You see, so I think that even as we are pursuing some of these things, I'm not saying that it is bad, but it's about time we shift our focus to the skill development. At least, if you are someone who is watching, don't say that me, the one who is talking right now, may not be having a specific skill, but I would encourage you to make it a point on yourself to develop a skill, a specific skill that if they are looking for that particular skill, then you are the one that they will contact. That is what is very important today. If you look at the advanced world, if you look at the people who are working at Microsoft, working at Google and Co., some of them are diploma holders. They are diploma holders. Those who are working at Microsoft, working at Bing, and working at all these Walmart and Co., some of them are diploma holders. Some are maximum degree holders. But the reason why they are able to work at this particular high level, what is the conglomerate, is that they have a specific skill for which no other person has. And we in Africa here, and specifically in Ghana here, we have that capacity to develop certain skills that even the world can also come to look for us. And that is the rationale as to why even after you have finished secondary school or you are still in a secondary school, whether you have finished and the papers are not good, that is not for you to throw your hands in despair. Develop a skill, learn a skill. We should try, and then I think that, this pursuit of I want to be a teacher, I want to be a nurse, I want to be this and this and this, is becoming a mundane kind of career pursuit. I don't subscribe to it any longer. So when I meet somebody who is younger than me, and then I try to find out, and the person says that, okay, I just ask, so what do you want to be? Say, I want to be a teacher. I want to be a nurse. Look, it pisses me off. Those are the areas, if you check the trend now, those areas are already choked. The teaching area is choked. The nursing profession is also choking up. We are blaming governments every day and every night, but it's you will realize that the place is choking up. How many nurses training college do we have? How many teacher training college do we have? We have about 46 teacher training colleges. Nurses training college, I think, may be the same. Now, universities are training nurses too. If all of us are going to be nurses, who are going to be the patients we will be treating? Meanwhile, there are specific areas where we can make money that we are not looking at. I come from the northern part of Ghana, and I can say that we can count up to, let's say, 6 professional plumbers in the whole of Northeast region, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not even too sure we have up to 3. We can count up to 6 professional steel benders in this area. In fact, if you have a house and you want to do, let's say, tiles, you need to go far away to bring people who are experts in laying tiles. If you want a glass window or a glass door, or you want to use a glass in the pharmacy or in your work office, you need to go far away to bring experts. Meanwhile, we have too many of our brothers. If you are watching, we have too many of our brothers who have finished secondary school with at least, let's say, 3 passes or 4 passes. And all the guy wants to do in life is struggling and looking for money to register private exam, to write, to join distance courses, spend a lot of money to go and get diploma certificates in teaching as a teacher. It takes him another 4 years. You can't get employment. So have we gone or we have come? So I'm thinking that it's not a bad thing to pursue education to a higher level, but let what in us individually, we should say that I want to have a skill to myself. If it is photographing, even if it is photographing, a video, someone who knows how to record videos. These are the areas that is not having employment. As I'm sitting today, this work I am doing, I believe that with time, I will need the support of so many people. Because I will need someone who should be a professional cameraman. I will need somebody who should be a professional vision mixer. And these are things that you do not need to go to university to learn them. These are things that we can learn them on our own. So if you ask yourself, you the one who is watching me right now, what specific skill do you have? And we find that too many of us take the excuse in blaming our brothers, in blaming our sisters, and blaming our MPs and whatsoever. I do not think that it is in the purview of the MP to go start looking for maybe jobs for all of us. I have never approached any MP in my life before for a job. I'm not saying that it is. I do not think that's the work of the MP. I think that we should begin to live or to have that kind of skill where we can be called upon. And when they are looking for that person, you should be the one that they are looking for. They should search for you. And it can only take a skill that can warrant somebody to look for you. When it comes to certificate, if you are looking for a degree, there are already thousands of people holding degrees. If you are looking for masters, there are 1,001 of them who are holding it. If you are looking for PhDs, come to universities and see the number of PhD holders who are looking for assistant lecturers, and they are not even getting. Meanwhile, there are a lot of areas that I just mentioned that we do not have expertise in these things. And you don't require rocket science to be someone who should have that skill. I know the question that is going on in your mind. You ask that, so you, right, who is talking right now, what skill do you have? You see, those of us who have gone a little bit away from these things, or let me say, those of us who have made those mistakes, I do not think that when we continue to keep quiet, we are doing you any favor. We should tell you in your face that, look, it's about time you develop a skill for yourself. Even if you have the skill of how to do landscape designing, how to design a landscape, it is a good skill. How to plant flowers and nurture them is a good skill. Ghana, our standard of living is growing up. There will be a day that those who know how to nurture flowers will be employed. People will look for them. Because it's the mark of a good living. When a country's economy is growing, people tend to look for things that give them pleasure, and flowers are one. How many of us know how to raise flowers? How many of us know how to beautify the landscape? How many of us can somebody want to build a hotel or want to build a house and he wants you to come with a landscape design? These are things that we should be able to learn, and we have the capacity to learn them, and we are sitting at home. Supposing you are a guy who is watching me right now from Northeast region side, or Northern region side, or the northern part of Ghana, and you've been sitting or you've been struggling for like 4 years now just because you want to obtain a diploma certificate to be a teacher. Remember, that institution you are also running is their business, and they are making money. And then you obtain the certificate and come back, and what happens? So that is why you realize that the education in Ghana here is not the one that we can say is the key to success. No, the education in Ghana here is no longer the definition of a key to success. It's rather a key to doom, or a key to doom. Because you finish school and you come back and your life is more miserable than if you hadn't gone to school at all. And check around, almost all those who are money people in Ghana here, most of them have not gone, their school hasn't gone far because they are using their skills. They develop a particular skill, even if it's a skill of marketing, how to even do trading. And you are able to able to package a particular local product in a very nice way. People will begin to have it. If you know how to prepare food, you know how to cook, you are a good cook. Why don't you try that? If you are a guy, you know how to ride a motorbike, why don't you begin a business like distribution? You are distributing maybe products from, like you are a center in Gambaga, Bumpurugu, Napanduri, and you are a distributor. That is how it all started. McDonald & Co. all started as traders, small traders. They went into distribution, and now today he owns a whole shipping company. So don't think that because maybe some of us have not succeeded yet, if we are talking, we are not making sense. I think that there are a lot of areas we need to explore and to develop skills around them. I have mentioned one like glass work or glassware. Today, every house is made of glass windows. How many of us, some of us are sitting home. This is something that you can use 3 months to learn. And you know how to. So somebody wants to, people will start removing their old windows right now and changing them with glass windows. It's even come around this area. Who has a house and it's not made of glass windows, glass doors, whatsoever? You will be sitting down and making money. Still bending. They'll be looking for you. Somebody has a contract, then you'll be subcontracted or you'll be sub-let the contract. And you are the one who also have your boys there. You go there and do the steel bending. Carpenting. Stuffing chairs. We know how much a set costs now. Mason. Painting. Plumbing. All these are skill areas that we need people. People are required to have these skills. Driving. Some of us, who said that drivers are poor? There's no driver in Ghana here I have seen drivers live very well, and they are living good. So I think that this particular episode, I'm going to have it a very full time. I'm going to talk about a lot of opportunities and areas where we can develop skills, and then how we'll be able to go around it. Because all of us cannot get the diploma certificates. We cannot all get the degrees. We cannot all get the masters. We cannot all get the PhDs. Even if we all get, we can't get to all become lecturers. We can't all get to become CEOs. Some would have to work in other areas. Even cleaning. These days, we have professional cleaners. Now we have machines that clean the ceiling. We have machines. Improvement is coming. It's about time we learn these skills. If you have a car and you want someone who can do this kind of cleaning, that you can clean the seats using that machine to make your car rather new, who can do it in these areas? Car spraying. Somebody want to spray a car. The person will have to take it all the way to Kumasi, to Accra, to spray a car. If you learn how to spray a car, how much will it take you to be able to set up that business? Even if you go to a bank and you want a loan and you have this skill and people know you have the skill, it becomes a collateral by itself for you to obtain a loan. But we can't all just say that because, they say education is a key to success. Everybody wants to have a degree and whatsoever. Those of us who have got a degree, you know how much frustration we have been through. These are facts I'm telling you, I won't lie. And to even make matters even worse is that today, too many of us have the opportunity to learn certain things we don't want. Those of you who are watching me, either you're watching through a laptop or a mobile phone, and it's an Android phone, you have a Gmail account. On that particular Gmail account, there's a YouTube aspect of it. Go to YouTube now. You want to learn how to do glass windows. There will be a very primary basic steps to teach you how to do this. Everything you want to learn, you can learn it on YouTube right now. It has been made simple. You can learn a lot of things using internet marketing, you can use it. But some of us who use our Android phones, we have never even Googled one thing, to learn one thing, to read one thing. All we do is to watch people's statues, but then police ourselves and come and put it there. As a lady, you can use YouTube to learn how to, how to style people. Oka deco, how to decorate somebody's office and collect money. Somebody has a wedding event. Somebody has a naming ceremony. Somebody has a birthday party. Offices have been established here up and down. They want people who can provide the hospital setup, the office setup. Now, decos are making money. Decorations. And you can learn these things even on YouTube. But you've been holding this Android phone for God knows how long now. So how much help has this Android phone added to us? We've never Googled even one thing. Some of us, even when we take our Android phones, we do not even have a software or an application that can help us to be able to learn something and add a skill. Some of us, after secondary school, we are at home. Now there are basic programming skills. And this is how computer is going to. Basic programming skills that you can learn. You can just learn the basics about Python. You can learn the basics about, let's say, R. You can learn the basics about C. You can learn the basics about Bash. These are computer languages. SQL, what is JavaScripting and everything. And you don't need much to learn this. With your Android phone alone, you will be able to learn all these things using the YouTube channels. But we go and buy data 10 cedis to come and watch people's statues the whole day. What skill do we have? But if we know this, somebody can employ you. Somebody can employ you as a simple data analyst. You don't need a whole university degree to be a data analyst. With a very simple background knowledge in IT, you know how to go about to write a simple program, you are good to go. If somebody is having a firm, the person can employ you to be able to be the data analyst. You can be a graphic designer. Look at the artworks and everything around. Artworks. How many of us are professional art workers? To print t-shirts and other things. Somebody wants to print cards, invitation cards, accreditation cards and everything. How many of us have this skill? We can use a simple Android phone to learn all these things. And then you can be, these days, you can even use your same Android phone to learn how to, do a lot of designs as a lady. But we are all wasting our time and thinking that, okay, for me, I do not know anything. For me, I don't know anything. For me, when I went to school, I didn't pass. Is that all of it? Who said that those who have passed are those who know? I have said it over and over, and I'm saying it again. The way we define illiteracy in Ghana here is just nonsense. We do not have illiterates. Anybody who cannot speak another person's language doesn't make him illiterate or her illiterate. If you can pick the Queen's language, like the one I'm speaking right now, doesn't mean you are illiterate. The Queen in England, can he speak our language in Ghana here? Can he speak Twi? Can he speak Dagwanli? Can he speak Bimobama language? Doesn't make him illiterate. You say anyone who cannot read and write, the person is illiterate. Illiterate in which sense? Are you the one who tells my mother to know that he's supposed to do A, B, C, D today? Are you the one who taught her how to know that these are the things I need to mix when I'm having headache and then the thing will go? What makes her illiterate? Our problem is that we've not been able to identify our individual potential, so we think we are useless. So it's like it's a kind of indoctrination that has made all of us to think that as long as I do not have degree, I am nobody. Who said you are nobody? As long as maybe I went to school and I just got only one pass. If you got only one pass, if you are not good at mathematics, it doesn't mean that you are not good at other areas. If you are not good at science, it does not mean that you are not good at motor riding. If you are not good at, let's say, English language, it does not mean that you are not good at speaking professional Bimoba language, professional Twi, professional Dagbanli, professional Fafra, or whatsoever. It's not all the time that we are going to be transmitting. Today, there are radio stations that are looking for people who will be able to speak a local language properly and write a local language. This one too, does it also require a university degree? Today, Akrobeto and Go are all working at places. Why? Has he gone to school? Lewin and Co, have they gone to school? It's about developing a skill. The skill that, you see, when God created all of us, he also created the tool that we can use to succeed. What is left of us is how to identify this particular tool and put it into use. And too many of us think that the only tool God has given to us is education in Ghana here and then in Africa. That is a lie. Some of us, we don't need a classroom to be who we are. We don't need classroom, we don't need academia to be who we are. Our skill is not in that direction. Our skill is a different thing. And it's just about that we should be able to develop it. I don't look down upon anyone maybe who has not got a university degree or a master's or PhD as nobody. Who said so? I don't look down upon those people. I only look down upon someone who folds his arms, sit down, they break, that's nothing, and doesn't want to learn anything and doesn't want to add value to his own life. But when I find a person, look, let me give a story before I run away. There was a day I met a lady, and then they were in Kumasi. And then we were walking together, then we started talking. And then the lady said that, oh, for her, she is not interested in people who have done book. Their education is high. I asked her, why? And that for her, she is local. I am a local person. I mean, I didn't go to school. I don't know anything. So, and I said, so what do you do? She said she has a store. I followed her to the store, and then when I came, I noticed that this lady, you bring your cloth, she's able to show any style you want. After that, she take part of the cloth, and then she uses it to cover a bag. Then she uses it to cover your sandals or your high heels. Use it to cover, I don't know the real name for it, and design even your earrings. And then when you wear it, it's complete combination. I sat down and looked at the lady and I said, do you know that you are far better than me? Somebody brings a cloth, open cloth, and you are able to transform it into a product, into a usable product. Me, the one whom you think I have gathered degrees, what can I use the degree to also transform something in somebody's life? You are more impactful than I am. And you think you don't know anything? That's how some of us are thinking. We think that if I go and learn tailoring, I am nobody. If I go and learn hairdressing, I am nobody. If I go and learn, all of us are struggling to be teachers, to be nurses. And how much does a nurse collect? How much does a teacher collect? Do you know how much skill people make in a day? Because you are paying for their brain. They are using their brain. If you go to a tailor, you are going to buy everything that you need to make that particular cloth. Still, he'll charge you. What are you paying for? You are paying for his brain. Some of us go to school and then we do work that our brain cannot be paid for. Skill development is very important. Today, I was supposed to talk about antioxidants, and I wanted to also look at to revise smoking and then alcohol drinking and how they cause cancer. But unfortunately, my time has gone up because I really have passion with what I have spoken about, and I think you need to pardon me for that. I'll say make time tomorrow at the same time, 9 p.m., and then I'll solely focus on antioxidants and how they are able to cure cancer. And then I also try to look at revive smoking, alcohol, carcinogens, signals, and then sometimes some of us when we are cooking we use the same oil like 3 times. It's not good. I will try to link that too, and then from there we will try to see how we can relate cancer to let's say SARS-CoV-2, and then I will close the topic on that and then open a new topic. So for today, sorry I couldn't come your way with what I advertised earlier, but I think that the information I've also given out, at least somebody is inspired tonight, and the person will begin not to look down upon himself, but to try to develop a skill. Any day that particular skill is in need in the country, in the environment, in your society, in your district, you should be the one they should look up to and say that if somebody must be able to do this, or if this thing must be done, we need to look for Bright. If this thing might be done, we need to look for Abdul. If this thing might be done, we need to look for whosoever you are. So whatever you are watching tonight, thank you very much, and do not like the discussion, stop. I invite you to tune in tomorrow, and then we'll continue to interact. I'm so grateful. Some people are watching. Emmanuel Atia, I see you, Master. I also see you. Thank you very much. I've had the privilege of teaching a lot of students, so sometimes some of them, it's been a long time since them. So then I've also seen Japel Angelina Masapak. Oh, that's my I should say my granddaughter. What is it? Thank you for doing the watching. And to those of you who are watching and I cannot see you, I am grateful. And then thank you. Tomorrow I will come your way again with that particular edition. Thank you, and then have a good night.